Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Burnettwork. Welcome to Positive Fandom. I am your host, RM, and welcome to our Masters of the Air, Episode 5, live watch party for the PGS Moving Image. Darth Plato is here with us tonight. Hello, Darth Plato. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. There's a little hum in the background. I apologize for that. So I'm just going to mute my mic at some points. How are you?
I am doing well and excited for episode 5. Can't believe we're pretty much halfway. This is like the halfway point, more or less, to this series. And it's been amazing so far. I'm just so excited to start this next episode. I've been waiting for this episode. And I don't know what to expect because in the last episode of Plato, it felt like half of the unit, I'm not going to say maybe it's a unit, half of the airmen were missing in the
Yeah.
last episode, or a good portion of them, and we don't know where they are. Darth Plato, what are your thoughts?
Well, I'm glad you asked that because I wanted to comment on episode 4. I watched episode 4 again after we saw it because I didn't have the sound on. I wanted to watch it with sound. First observation, that scene in the dance hall, that wasn't like the Glenn Miller band, which kicks ass. I love that whole scene. I love the scene where the mechanic was on the plane working on the engine while it was running and then gets off the plane while the plane's in motion. That's crazy. I love that they showed that. I don't know if they really did that, but it just looked really cool.
Hmm.
Uh, Overall, I didn't like the episode apart from those scenes. I just it doesn't. I didn't like the fact that they referred to the combat. They didn't show the combat. There's something to be said for you can say more with less, but I don't think this is one of those times. I didn't like what they showed on the ground, like the whole scene on the train. The scene on the train. There's something about it that rubs me the wrong way. I'm not really sure what it is. Uh, so I think that 4 was probably the episode that I liked the least. I liked the episodes up to this point, but 4 kind of mediocre in that respect. That's what I
That's
have to say
very
about 4.
that's very interesting, and I'm sure a lot of people share that feeling. They feel that there was not enough action, or if I'm describing it correctly, there's not enough action in the scene, and they were expecting to see more action, I guess, for every episode. But it seemed as if they wanted to create this feeling of the men being missing. And I'm not quite sure why. I don't know whether this is a famous event that happened as to what led to them being missing.
You mean the
But
The Bremen attack? I don't know either. World War II is not really my thing, so I don't know if the Bremen attack really happened or not.
yeah, and so I think it is very interesting. This might be a very important part of, the war, and what happened, the consequences of this particular action might be quite significant. Um, but I'm eager to just even see what happens to find out where they are, because I'm hoping that they're not going to leave us waiting a few episodes to find out where these pilots ended up. We saw a few of them, but there's a good portion of them missing, and it feels, Darth Plato, as if they vanished into thin air. That's what it feels like. Let's see if somehow they are shown and they suddenly reappear in this episode, Darth Plato.
Well,
I can't.
the attrition was high, that's for sure.
Yes, the attrition was high, and but it does feel, at least I got the sense, that they were trying to suggest that they've just simply vanished, because we didn't get an answer, Darth Plato, to say, unlike the last time where they had said, out of the 30 something of us, there's so many left. We got more of a definitive statement about that. So let's see what happens in this episode. Guys, we're at a point where you can see an aircraft. It's right after they talk about, you can see the aircraft. It blurs my image because I have the image blur. You can see my TV up there too. It's right. You're going to see an airplane. It's right after it says,
Show it again.
I have to, let me unblur, because the only way you can see what I'm doing is if
All right,
I
all right.
unblur the background, because what will happen is you won't see the picture. Oh, let me brighten it as much as I can. Sorry for the delay, guys. Just 1 second. So I can pull that back up. Resume episode. Okay. This is what it looks like. This is what you all will see. This is where we're starting from. There's a plane. That's
That's
what
what I'm ready.
excellent. That's what everybody should be at. For some of you to be 120, for some of you to be 154, just so you know where we're starting. And we're going to start. I'm going to say, go ahead and start right now, Darth Plato. Press play here as well. Behind. This looks like where we left off last week.
It does, yeah. Yeah, he's talking about Bremen, yeah. He's talking about mortality there.
Mm-hmm.
That's quite a thing to say.
Yeah, it was. And hello to Lord Thoth. How are you? Hope you are well. Good to see you. Hope you are having a great 2024. Also,
That's okay.
hello. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Thanks for coming, everybody.
Mhm. And hello to Anamaya Diana. Hello to you. Says, hey guys, so good to see you.
Welcome. Masters of the Air. There you go.
So this is one unit that they thought was gone and isn't gone, or at least part of their group. This is quite a
Hey,
surprise for them.
hey, take good news where you can get it. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm. So he was on a plane, and now he's part of the ground unit. Is that it, Darth Plato?
Seems like he's being promoted. Yeah.
He's quite bewildered by it all.
Yeah, perhaps not in a good way. I think he
Uh,
wants to go back up.
And I'm not
All right.
skipping the intro. I'm just enjoying this. This
All
is
right.
my
I'm not
favorite.
skipping. I'm not skipping.
This is my favorite intro of. It's so beautiful. There's even a scene where it looks like Butler is looking at you. It's really mesmerizing and hopeful. I think it has a lot of hope in it.
Interesting way of looking at it.
There's a lot of scenes in this intro that we haven't seen yet, Darth Plato. So um,
That's true.
maybe we'll see some of that in episode 5. There's a lot that has not played out yet.
Yeah, that was the feeling I had when I used to watch the Trek, the original Trek end credits. They would show scenes from episode, and wait, when I was a kid, I was like, wait, I haven't seen that yet. I haven't seen that yet. And then when I'd see the episode, they go, ooh, 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 that was in the credits. Ooh, ooh.
Part 5, everybody. Part 5. Oh my goodness.
Munster.
Yeah.
They're going to. That's in West Germany. That's not far from the Rhine. So they're that's pretty close to them. That's a lot better than going to Regensburg. Yeah, the Ruhr Valley was one of the major industrial hubs of Germany. Yeah, he's talking about the possibly hitting the cathedral there. That was a big problem in Central Europe, and there was a lot of medieval buildings. So the Second World War, unfortunately, it's war, so you have to do what you need to do. There was a lot of medieval buildings that were level, so there's a lot of history that got blown up, unfortunately.
It certainly has a different tone right now, Darth Plato, in episode 5 from the previous episode. It's got a very different tone.
Yeah, it feels less fatalistic.
Mhm.
Um, there's a little bit of apprehension because they're going in with light numbers.
Mhm.
So are they actually gonna show this combat, or are they gonna take it back to the train people?
Let's see. We shall see.
Gonna what? Huh?
Why does he want to trade jackets?
I don't know. I don't even know who that guy is. Yeah, Münster is where they signed the Treaty of Westphalia that ended the 30 Years' War, and the Peace of Münster, which ended the Dutch War of Independence. It was called the 80 Years' War. There's a lot of history at Münster.
She's gonna.
Gonna what? Someone needs to finish that sentence.
I think I know what the rest of it is.
Wait, wait. Did Rob name this plane? That's always a cool shot. I'm all take them off.
It really is beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, it reminds me of that scene in Band of Brothers where they show the plane taking off one after the other. It's just a really powerful scene.
Mm-hmm.
And this scene just brings that back.
Mm-hmm.
They need a lot of open area.
They're definitely getting an A+ for cinematography on this show.
You see the checkered building there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the reason why they have white and black checkered buildings or white and red checkered buildings is to make them easy to spot from the air. That's why they're distinctive like that.
Whew. Now, technically speaking, fewer planes means it's going to be harder for them to complete this mission, right, Darth Plato?
Yeah. I wonder how far they can fly with fighter escort.
Mm.
I don't know if they can make it all the way to Germany, though. I don't think they can.
Because they normally, is it 25 planes that they go out with?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
17 seems a little. They seem to suggest that 17 is low.
Yeah.
This is assuming nobody falls out of formation.
Oh, what a beautiful shot. That is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't know what people are complaining about.
Mm.
Yeah, I hear from my gaming group people were complaining about the special effects. I'm not seeing it.
It's stunning. Everything from, kind of the optical illusions and when the planes either bank, or changing position, the reflections of light, it's just remarkable.
It's
It,
not
it,
like we. Oh, go ahead.
they have to change it every time the camera moves around, and that perception has to remain the same. It's amazing.
Yeah, and they don't have to guess about what it looks like because we can film from the air, so we know what it looks like.
Yes.
So it is realistic. All right, well, let's see how bad the damage is.
So he has a certain penchant for doing all that plotting, which is a lot of work. Planning a whole mission, that's a ton of work.
Yeah.
And they have to do it in a certain time period, right, Darth Plato?
Yeah, sometimes you have to put it out pretty quick, yeah. It's not an easy thing to do.
Oh God, it's so incredible looking.
The logistics of trying to put something together like say D-Day is truly overwhelming. And if
Yeah.
people want to look that up and say and try to get a grasp on the logistics required of pulling something like together, it's pretty staggering.
And Darth Plato, oftentimes they're also working on variables like how much fuel they have or how much artillery and stuff like that, in addition to, plotting courses and things of that nature, right?
Yeah, they've lost 4 guys already.
Hmm.
So they're down to what, 14 guys or 13 guys now?
Man, Darth Plato, there are some scenes where they're literally squeezing through, the plane in some spaces,
That's
you
very
know, with
close.
full,
That's very small. Yeah.
yeah, with full gear on. They've got their jackets and their communication gear on, and
It doesn't look comfortable now. Must have been really loud too. We're probably not getting a sense of how loud it was.
I don't think they should throw anything out of the plane because I guess at that height of elevation, no one would notice. But
Okay, so they're losing their fighter support then.
and obviously that's, I'm guessing, is Germany.
Looks like it's starting. Yep. There we go.
Guys, we're about 23 minutes into this episode. One of the things we know that's changed for certain is the fact that they're flying on a Sunday, and perhaps the way they were flying before, they can't do maybe twice a week or whatever the schedule is. So now they have to completely change all the schedules. Everything is rearranged and different from what they know.
Yeah, the plane took a hit. We're down to 11 planes. And IP means initial point and means the point where they start to line up for their bomb sites. Whoa.
Ouch. Oh no. Oh. Oh dear.
Whoa.
Oh dear.
Jeez.
Oh,
Don't take your mask off, dude.
he's gonna pass out. Oh,
And I'm guessing they're gonna get fighters now.
oh no.
Wow. That's the entire Luftwaffe right there. That's a lot of planes.
Oh.
Right, they're opening the bomb doors. Yeah, this plane's. They're gonna have to bail from this plane. They don't have enough engines.
Will they be able to deploy the bombs though?
It looks like they're gonna try to do just that.
Oh my gosh.
Here, they're now down to one engine.
The fact that they can fly with one engine is miraculous.
I'm guessing that means that they're just dropping them without deploying them. Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
It's so hard for them to make that decision. And it's really dangerous the way they have to jump out of the plane like that too.
Yeah, sure looks like it. Whoa.
Oh no.
Yeah.
He sits on the handle.
Hey, hopefully he didn't hit the propeller on the way out.
And they are very close to those propellers. Oh my goodness. You go. No, you go. He's supposed to make sure everybody. Oh my God. He's supposed to make sure everybody's off the ship first, right?
Yeah, whoever's answers to who has to go first.
This is the first parachuting we're seeing, right? Darth Plato, the first.
Oh, Quinn parachuted.
I mean, oh, and we saw him deploy his chute.
I think so. Yeah, he deployed a chute, and when the poor guy that was stuck in the plane got blown up, he watched the plane get blown up.
Okay. Oh my God, it's so many planes and
Did they try to deliberately shoot that guy? He landed on the ground pretty quick.
he's got to run. That is a farm.
Yeah,
He's got to hide that parachute.
Westphalia. Yeah, Munster's in Westphalia.
Good job.
Yeah,
Good job.
Westphalia is like a regional name, like how Appalachia is a regional name. It's not a city. Boom.
It's a lot of bombs.
And
And hello
precise.
to, hello to Tom Jr. Jackson, who says hello all. Moderator, collaborator, and good friend Tom. It's good to see. Oh no.
Wow.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's really high attrition, this mission. And really, this is really visceral.
Oh gosh. And guys, please don't forget to subscribe to Positive Fandom, my YouTube channel, as well as Roman Empire Matters. And thank you so much, Tom, for being here.
Yeah, he might want to mention that he's not a doctor.
We don't know where he got exactly. It looks like a bad part of his leg. Oh dear. You guys don't forget, um, you can buy merchandise right here on the PGS. Um, consider going to the PGS website here and also to YouTube and looking at the merchandise you can buy. We are all good people, Tom. You can get that t-shirt here, right here on the Burnettwork.
Are they gonna have more fighters? Oof.
Oh my gosh, it's so many.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the Germans really had this many pilots at this point of the war.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Whoa.
Oh no.
Whoa.
Oh no, 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 no.
Wow.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is.
It's debris from a few planes. Oh, be careful. Oh my
Is the
God.
Yeah, there's not a lot of guys left now. Well, I hate to say it, but the only masters of the air here are the Germans. Chekhov
And hello to
Gun.
Daniel Barry Sports Highlights says, yo, hope you're watching along with us. This is quite an episode, Daniel.
Whoa. Are they?
They slowed it down so you could see this.
Yeah, they shot that guy down. Yeah, that was a little bit of a Zack Snyder moment there.
Yeah.
Did Zack Snyder direct this?
I can't get over the angles that they're what it's called again. That they're turning at, like it seems impossible.
They're flying straight down there.
Oh God. Evasive maneuvers and aggressive fighting. But they almost have no choice. They don't have the strength of everybody in the formation.
This is a they have a good gunner here.
Oh, oh no.
That's like what, 6 German planes they survived.
Oh my gosh, I hope nobody gets hurt on the ground here.
Yeah, it's the mechanic.
Darth Plato, I think the reason why we didn't see a lot of action in the last episode is because they needed to give the viewers a break from the heavy episodes, but I could be wrong on that.
Maybe, yeah, it's possible. I just don't think they should have filled it up with that train scene.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so somebody's coming back.
You know, they should have filled it up with a love scene.
The 2 guards are coming back.
Are these the guys who were with them in the beginning and turned around, Darth Plato?
No, I think that I'm the. No, we just saw them. They were in the dogfight that we just saw. I'm not sure who the 139 guy is. Yikes. There he is. He's on the brink of losing it.
That was a rocket. I thought it was a rocket. I couldn't tell at first, but I guess it was a rocket.
Yeah, it's not a modern rocket with a jet on it. Yeah, I'm not sure what it was.
She's gonna.
Not now, she is. This is quite a scene. Yeah, that was quite a scene. It really shows you the weight of war.
Mm-hmm. And the resilience of these men.
Ooh, they're packing up their stuff. The deceased, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Wow. And that was a letter that man was going to write for him, right? That was a letter that his friend wrote for him in case he died. Correct, Darth Plato?
Oh yeah, yeah. I was a little bit confused for a moment there, but yeah, what you just said is true. Yeah, yeah. They did. They mentioned it earlier that he wrote a letter.
Mhm.
Maybe he didn't send it. Yeesh. Yeah, I'm not watching the previews.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you can
Well,
watch it if you want. I
I'm
just
not
I
going
skipped
to
that.
say anything about it other than to say that what an episode, Darth Plato. We really have been given an
Yeah,
incredible series here. And I know for many people who I guess maybe they thought that this episode should have had something different or the previous episode could have had something different. I think that they are certainly spacing out events in a certain way for a particular reason. And as you said, Darth Plato, and as I said, you agreed, this particular episode had a very different tone from episodes 1 through 4, which felt, just a little different. Now they're going out on missions. They don't have what they feel is the full complement of planes that they should have, let's say, but they've got to go out on these missions. And we're also experiencing a situation of where they're going out on days that they feel they don't normally go out on. Maybe they have certain breaks, and they're not able to abide by that right now. They must go out and do specific missions right away, I guess, at this point. And there is a lot of concern about it. We saw still incredible scenes of flying, of fighting, of pilots doing, a landing with their parachutes deployed. Just remarkable action in this one. Darth Plato, what stood out to you?
well, in a word, visceral. That's the first word that comes to my mind. That's the weight of war. It's very visceral in how they depicted everything. It's yeah, it's quite a thing to see. I think this is the. I have to think about it, but off the top of my head, I think this might be the best episode.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I think we have a much deeper understanding and a greater context of what they're up against because initially Darth Plato, I think they started us off the same way that we saw it was either Buck or Bucky, how he was trying to establish how he was supposed to feel about things. And at first it seemed very hopeful in a sense because there was even that compliment of aircraft that had made it after 25 missions. Even when they had made it, they were very clear to tell everybody that it's only 11 out of the 30. This is an approximate numbers of crew that are left. And certainly that does speak volumes, even in a point where they're celebrating this person's 25th mission. It does seem quite, terrifying in a sense, knowing what may come in the future. And then, of course, the following episode after that was where it seemed as if half of everybody is missing again. We just don't know what happened to them. They could be anywhere. We didn't necessarily get answers in this one, Darth Plato, which I was kind of hoping they would have told us what had happened because we're already on episode 5. But I guess in the sequence of events, that it's not anything, they may not even ever revisit it for all we know, which is
Yeah.
something else to consider because there are so many unknowns in this time period where we even see some of the people on the flight say, we didn't have time to take logs. We didn't have time to do any of that. And you can clearly see they didn't. It was terrifying seeing how low in numbers they were and how high in numbers the enemy was. And I think that they really depicted that very well in this episode, which once again has such incredible cinematography, incredible acting, just all around. It just looked incredible. I think that it's wonderful that they've done this series like this.
Yeah, and so basically both Buckies are down now. So one went down by Bremen, and now the other one. I think they showed him landing in near Munster and near Westphalia. Uh, Bremen's not that far from where they are, so it's not inconceivable that they could meet each other again on the ground.
That's a good point. And certainly, I have no idea what they're supposed to be doing. I'm sure there are multiple orders as to what they need to do because we saw one pilot or one crewman who ended up in Belgium, and he himself said that he wants to go back to the UK. But even so, I'm not quite sure what everybody's orders may or may not be, or where they may or may not have ended up. And that's something that we have to wonder about in episode 6. This series is progressing quite rapidly, and seeing some of the reactions, they did kind of give us a sense, Darth Plato, of how the numbers also seem to be dwindling. It doesn't feel like I don't know whether this is true, Darth Plato, but at this point in the series, it doesn't feel like they have enough pilots. Do you get that feeling?
That's the feeling that they're trying to convey, yes. But I also know, because it's part of the history of the war, that U.S. production was really starting to kick into high gear, and by the end of the war, the U.S. industry was able to produce a full B-29 bomber literally every minute, like every 58 seconds. So it may look bad, and it is bad. I'm not saying it's not bad, but it's not insurmountable. There's plenty of volunteers. There's plenty of drafts. There's a lot of guys going to war. They're gonna be able to fill these ranks up again. It's
Yeah.
just it's just a matter of time.
And I wasn't quite sure, to be honest with you. I don't know what the turnaround or how long it takes to become a pilot in this scenario. So I have no idea. But it does feel, it even feels as if, and I think they also are giving the impression, it even feels as if, and you had mentioned how they were able to produce a certain number of planes at lightning speed almost. But it almost feels as if, at least where this is taking place, that even the planes themselves are, as if it's a limited number. But what I can say is that it doesn't stop that ground crew from almost constantly working. Darth Plato, I don't think I've seen a scene where they're not working on the next crew, on the next mission, on the next deployment. The ground crew and everybody involved are just constantly going and continuing, getting ready everything for the next mission almost. They just don't stop working. I don't even know whether they actually sleep, Darth Plato.
Yeah, I'm glad you pointed that out. The ground crew, which gets no attention, which gets no accolades, which gets no praise, but they're the hardest working guys. They're the hardest working guys out there. They're not getting shot at. You don't hear a lot about them because they're not getting shot at. That's what it comes down to. But you're right. Without them, none of this would be possible.
That's right, Darth Plato. And we certainly are getting a sense of
It's like,
not.
well, look at look, so it's like think of it like an auto. Look of it like an auto race. The guy driving the car, the race car, gets all the attention. But without the crew pit guys, they pull off the road, so the crew pit guys come out, and they're working like lightning speed to do whatever they need to do to get the car souped up and get ready again to go back onto the track. Without those guys, you don't have a race. But no one pays attention to them. The guy driving the car gets all the attention. He's the guy that gets the trophy. And it's like that in war too. They get the guys working on the carriers or working on the planes, like Top Gun. Maverick gets the attention, Ice gets the attention. The guys working on the plane, they don't get the attention. But without those guys, you wouldn't have pilots being able to do what they do. And I'm glad that the series shows that. These are the guys. These are what they're going, like the scene last week where they showed the guy going into the engine to work on the engine while the plane's moving. I love that scene because it gives attention to these guys who don't normally get attention.
And the other thing that I was going to mention is that we clearly are seeing now that crew member who no longer goes on the flight mission, but he is still involved heavily in the mission. He's plotting out these missions, and they're expecting him to produce. They put him in his own office, or let's say work area, and they are expecting him to be able to chart out full missions. And it does feel like a heavy load, but I think one thing that I think is quite interesting about his role is knowing that he has to chart out these missions and send his friends out into dangerous skies.
Yeah.
If anything, we are seeing that kind of taking its toll on him when he was sitting at the breakfast table alone, wondering how many of his friends were going to be coming back from this mission. And it did feel quite daunting in a sense. So I think they portrayed that um, wonderfully. Let's see what episode 6 gives us.
Yeah,
Darth
yeah, that's good. Yeah, that the good scene that you called out, but also the scene, the post mission scene where they're sitting around trying to get a record of who got shot down. If there did anybody see it? Did anybody see shoots? And they're trying to get a handle, and everybody just and no one knows anything, hardly anything, and it's almost like depressing. It's war, it's depressing. I understand that, but it's really powerful. It's a really powerful scene.
It really is a powerful scene, and another well done episode for Masters of the Air, episode 5. For those of you at home watching this on the replay, it has been phenomenal so far. And as you said, I think so, Darth Plato, this might also be my favorite episode of the series so far. It certainly gave us a snapshot of something that clearly was incredibly difficult to execute and cost a lot of lives. The sacrifices cannot be forgotten in this. And Darth Plato, any final thoughts on the episode before we end?
Yeah, I'll mention this about Cross getting promoted and the possible future here. Because attrition is so high, you can see men getting promoted faster than they might otherwise have been. So there's a risk of that, in that you could suffer what's called the Peter principle. I don't know if you know what the Peter principle is. If anybody that doesn't know what that is, just look it up. Sometimes someone is good at a particular job, which he was. As a navigator in the air, he was very good at his job. He proved that. But now he's promoted. Sometimes when you take someone that's good at their job and you promote them, they're not necessarily going to. That doesn't mean they're going to perform as well at the next job they do. And this is called the Peter principle. Sometimes getting promoted actually hurts them. That could be the case here. We haven't seen. We have to see more of how the season goes, but that could be something that goes on here.
Mhm.
So, also, if you're standing still, no one's going to notice. That's the problem with the military, or not just the military, but in business or even law or across another disciplines. If you're standing still, no one's going to notice you. You have to do something that's going to notice you. You don't have to necessarily take risks, although people do take risks. This guy, Crosby, didn't take a risk. He's just doing a job, and he did his job well, and he's being recognized for that. So he did his job well, and there's bad attrition. So he's not undeserving of his promotion, but whether he can perform that promotion is what I'm calling attention to. That's why I'm afraid that there might be a peer principle thing going on here. That might not be where the series goes with it, but I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, that is something to consider, Darth Plato, and a good point. And let's hope he can handle all of this, because it's a lot. It certainly is a lot to put on someone's shoulders. I want to thank everyone for watching us tonight. Also, Paul from Long Beach and Linwood Kent, who always has such kind things to say about our broadcast. Thank you both. And Joey, who says he missed the show tonight, but he'll watch it on the replay. Hey, Joey, Linwood, Kent, and Paul from Long Beach. Hope you are all right. And everybody who stopped by tonight. Thank you, Tom Jr. Jackson, my moderator, collaborator, and good friend. We are all good people. Guys, please make sure to check us out next week, Friday at 5 p.m. For another episode, live watch party of PGS Movie Images Masters of the Air, episode 6. I want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you, Darth Plato. It's always a pleasure to stream with you guys. And guys, remember, no matter where you are in the galaxy, always remember to please be kind. Take care, everybody.
Pleasure's mine. Thanks for coming, everybody.